I want to start by asking Krishna Sagar Rao about this whole campaign that we saw, for example, in the recent assembly elections in Telangana, where we saw a lot of focus on the religion or the caste of Hanuman. We found out that Hanuman is a Dalit. I don't think many people before knew what caste Hanumanji had. We also heard that if your party wins, you'll chase Owaisi out of Hyderabad like the Nizam. The Nizam apparently never left Hyderabad, but you would have chased Owaisi out of Hyderabad. Why are you not sticking to your message from 2014 of a message of development and getting so rattled so as to want to talk about these very polarizing, divisive issues?
Rahul, at the outset, thank you very much for bringing me on the panel. See, Bharatiya Janata Party believes there is only one identity and that's Indian. The rest of all subsidiary identities are only for divisive and disempowerment-oriented politics. And whenever BJP does or says something, it's only in reaction to what Congress does. Because Congress in its 70 years of what the history of Indian timeline of independent India is, there was no need for Congress to build these divisive blocks and call them as vote banks. We came in only to protect the majority, when majority came under threat. So it was not as if Bharatiya Janata Party has initiated this. And I strongly believe any identity politics, it encompasses everybody's politics. Any identity politics is retrograde and regressive, and it should be avoided.
So your party, you accept, is guilty of retrograde, regressive politics?
If we are reacting to what Congress does.
What did the Congress do? Whose caste did they tell you about? Did they say Hanuman is a Dalit?
What I'm saying is, in the entire timeline of independent India, after a bloody partition.
I'm talking about now. Don't worry about what happened 70 years ago. Talk about
now.
I'm
saying, why do you bring in the minority card all the time? Why do you talk on the lines of caste? Who has the vote banks here? When I'm sitting, three of us, who has the vote banks? And what are vote banks? Vote banks are divisive politics. We don't have vote banks. Why do they have vote banks? How do they have vote banks? How did they manufacture vote banks? And just in the recent elections, how did that MIM transfer their 100% vote into one party, TRS? And when they do it, it is secularism. And when we do it, then that is retrograde politics, identity politics. We are only playing.
Okay, so let Pallam Raju respond. That the BJP is only reacting to a style of politics perfected by the Congress over 70 years. You created the vote bank, they're only trying to encash on what you created.
I will not let Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao's comments provoke me into saying something harsh. But I think to speak objectively, I think Congress did not term the word vote bank. We approached development, progress, governance with a sense of doing justice to those who have been oppressed for a long time, people who needed a lift. And I think over a period of time, we did do justice to the oppressed classes, to the weaker sections, to the minorities, to bring about a semblance of dignity to their lives and also to help them in their progress. I think somewhere along the line, that is where I think the erstwhile Jansangh and the BJP jumped on and said, you are doing appeasement politics, you are developing vote banks. I think with a sense of gratitude, if those communities did gravitate toward the Congress, I think it is too wrong to say that we went overboard in the appeasement. Having said that, I think the topic today is, a rightful topic. Today, I think with a demographic profile of a young nation with more than 50% under the age of 30, we have to focus on aspirations. How do we meet those aspirations? And I think that's where our polity should...
Mr. Raju, you almost make it seem as if this is something you're being accused of having done in the past. The fact is, even in this election, Rahul Gandhi goes temple hopping, is pronounced very proudly as a Janeudhari wearing Brahman, and we also know his Gotra. So if we found out from Yogi Adityanath the caste of Bhagwan Hanuman, from your party and from your president, we found out that he's a Kaul, Dattatreya, Brahman and a Kashmiri Pandit.